Good evening, viewers. This is Deepika Lingdor, bringing to you the Salesian news across the globe. In a 3-year-long preparation for the centenary celebration of the arrival of the pioneers in Indian soil, the Daughters of Mary Help of Christians, FMA, commonly known the Salesian Sisters of Don Bosco, stepped into the second year of preparation for this milestone. Speaking to our correspondent, Sister Eugenia Lalu, FMA of the Shillong province, she said that this was celebrated with the 2 online events, namely on 21st November and 22nd November 2020. On 21st November, through the Zoom meeting simultaneously live-streamed on YouTube, the sisters of the various communities of India, Salesian family members, pupils, past and present, as well as well-wishers gathered around at 6 p.m. for the online inter-province prayer moment to inaugurate the second triennial year based on the theme, Accept the Mandate, I Entrust Them to You, reviving the family spirit and strengthening community communion. The Shillong province guided the prayer moment, and Sister Elizabeth George, Provincial of the Shillong province, gave the keynote message.
We were Jesu, dear sisters. I deem it a great privilege to convey this brief message tonight as FMA India is entering into the second year of preparation for the centenary of our presence in India. Our institute, which from a tiny seed planted in the Melanesian soil 150 years ago, has grown into a huge tree, having its branches in every continent of the world. The Indian soil was fortunate to receive its seed almost 100 years back. Therefore, it is with immense gratitude to God and great appreciation for our 6 pioneers who set foot in the southern part of India on 22nd November 1922, and another group of 6 pioneers who landed in northeast India on 8 December 1923, that we joyfully usher into the second year of the centenary preparation. Our focus of study and reflection in the second year is Accept the Mandate, I Entrust Them to You, reviving the family spirit and strengthening community communion. I entrust them to you was a direct mandate given by our Blessed Mother to our co-founders Saint Mary Mazzarello, and through her it is addressed to every FMA down the ages.
At the conclusion of the prayer experience, each participant held a lighted candle in their hands and pledged to share the Salesian charism in their respective region of operation. The year-long spiritual animation would be duly shared by the Guwahati and Shillong provinces. In another online celebration, celebrating memories of the pioneers that took place on 22nd November 2020, the day that marked the arrival of the pioneers exactly 98 years back in India, the FMA India Social Communications Sector organized the event to relive the lives of pioneers. Sister Margaret Amalanathan, the President of the FMA Provincial Conference of India and Provincial of Tiruchi Province, welcomed everyone to this gathering, particularly the Superior General. The sisters of the 6 provinces presented a brief audio-visual presentation of the brief life sketch of each of the 6 pioneers who reached Tanjore on 22nd November 1922. During the online event, the Superior General, Mother Yvonne Riongoat, addressed the sisters and reawakened in them the missionary impulse to offer themselves to work as missionaries in distant land or mission agencies. Highlighting the growth of the congregation in India, Sister Eugenia Lalu of Shillong province presented the current information of the personnel and apostolate of the congregation spread in the 7 Indian provinces. Sister Arokia Mary Selvi of Tiruchi province, who is also the National Coordinator of Social Development, compared the whole program. As part of the program Journey in the Church of Francesco by Massimo Milone and Nicola Vicenti, November 29 on Rai 1, the Rector Major of the Salesian Congregation, Don Angel Fernandez Artime, he will talk about Salesian and the pandemic, solidarity and international commitment, education and oratory in the digital age, as well as the new reality of the Casa Don Bosco Museum in Turin, Valdoco. It's the 66th academic year in the history of the Auxilium faculty, which opens on Thursday, November 26, 2020, with the extension of Monsignor Vincenzo Zani, Secretary for the Congregation for Catholic Education, on Reinvent Education Today, the contribution of University. The Parents' Union UPF in Spanish of the Don Bosco School in Saint Louis has carried out a solidarity campaign called Leaving Footprints in Exchange for Smiles, which has been extended over the months of September and October and which collected nearly 300 pairs of shoes for those who needed them. According to the promoters of the initiative, the collaboration and participation of the whole community made it possible to achieve the objectives and produced immense joy. Starting next Saturday, 28th November, the eve of the first Sunday of Advent, the Salesians of Great Britain will share digitally and not only some stimuli and reflections in preparation for Christmas. The idea is proposed a pilgrimage of the spirit in these times that do not favor traditional pilgrimages. Presenting the initiative is the Salesian Father Gary O'Shaughnessy. The Economy of Francesco EAO. The Economy of Francesco, EOF, a global online event that engaged young people, entrepreneurs and economists, was held from 19 to 21st November from Assisi in Italy. It was called for by Pope Francis in 2019 through a public letter of invitation in which he hoped to promote a process of global change. One in which not only believers but all men and women of goodwill, beyond differences of creed and nationality, can participate inspired by an ideal of fraternity attentive above all to the poor and excluded. Don Bosco Green Alliance participated in the EOF Marathon, which was held as part of the overall Economy of Francesco event. An important part in the formation of volunteers is personal accompaniment, together with actual meetings with the young people. The situation this year is not very favorable to these dynamics, while the Salesian of the Czech Republic have embraced the digital space with conviction. 3 weeks without communication with the Tigray region in northern Ethiopia. 3 weeks of violence and no news from the 25 Salesians who work in 4 presence in this area of the country: Mekelle, Adigrat, Shire and Adwa. Thousands of Ethiopians, many of them boys and girls, continue to cross the borders into Sudan to flee the violence. On 5th November, after months of confinement and in compliance with safety protocols, the Educational Pastoral Services community of the Salesian province of Colombia met at the Salesian Institute, Leon 13, Bogota, COB, for a day of training on strategic thinking. The day began with the Eucharistic celebration presided by Father John Jairo Gomez Rua, COB, Provincial. Subsequently, the key aspects of the context analysis were illustrated, starting with the use of strategic thinking tools in order to adapt the institutional diagnosis of the provincial headquarters to the factors that affects its development. The Formation Day was animated by Father Rafael Lasso, COB, Provincial Economer, Jessica Lizeth Garcia, Coordinator of the Management Office for Province Development and the Quality Management System, and Hernando Mendivelso, Coordinator of Provincial Technical Formation. During a Eucharistic presided over by Father Setni Manja, Delegate for Formation of the Belo Horizonte Province BBH, and concelebrated by Father Adalberto Alves de Jesus, Novice Master and other formators, 19 novices presented their requests for Salesian first religious profession. The Salesian novices belong to two to the Belo Horizonte Province BBH, 8 to the Campo Grande Province BCG, and 9 to the Manaus Province BMA. On the same occasion, 5 pre-novices presented their requests for admission to the novitiate, and the Salesian asked for the renewal of his religious profession. Adjacent to the Salesian community of Gwangju, which animates 3 educational institutes, stands the Martelli Center of the Salesian Cooperators, which has divided its members into 2 operational teams, Grey Team and Rinaldi Team. Even during the pandemic, the Salesian Cooperators continued the apostolate among the young, using new and creative methods. The Rinaldi Team offers its service on the campus of the Don Bosco V School, while the Grey Team works with the young people of the school's oratory. The Martelli Center takes its name from Father Archimede Martelli, 1920 to 1984, founder and pioneer of the Salesian mission in Korea. He arrived there in 1954 and, after the opening of Salesian High School in Gwangju, in 1956 also started the first group of Salesian Cooperators. The Don Bosco Development Society, the Planning and Development Office of the Salesian Province of Mumbai, INB, in recent days, through its various partners, has reached 900 poor families in the state Gujarat, Indian. Food cleaning items and hygiene kits were distributed. The initiative has benefited families of ethnic of ethnic minorities living in the hills and forests of the region and families of the lower classes living in various villages and cities. The project is supported by Don Bosco Mondo, the Salesian Mission Office of Bonn, Germany, and by the Conrad Family, Germany. Well, dear viewers, that is all we have for you today. Until we meet again, thank you for watching.
Love, faith, and great foresight. In the beginning, there was the light that shone upon a shed that became a house, a home that gave rise to dreams, emotions, smiles, where the future would be written. And today, this home has come down to us. So let us close our eyes and look. We will see youngsters picking up stones from the river and setting them into the refectory wall, partly as a game and partly to do their little bit. We will see them fill the corridors with joy, while Mama Margaret is trying to cook, clean and care for them all. We will see Don Bosco under the colonnade, where he gave the good night, a final thought for the day for his boys. We will see him writing and praying in his room. We will see him giving a future to his youngsters, teaching them a trade, always in the vanguard of things. Imagining the Salesians with his first collaborators, we will see him loved in life and mourned at his death. We will see faith, devotion. We will touch this with our hands in the iconography, the objects, the donations. And we will see the time of Don Bosco, the 1800s, a time of conflict and change, but also of art, new technologies like photography. Here, from among these walls, the congregation and the great Salesian family went out to the whole world. This house and home is a journey amid faith and art, life and history, love and light. An ever-living light as providence that surprises one. So let us open our eyes to this light and enter. Welcome to the origins. Welcome to Casa Don Bosco.